I get it. We all want to contribute to open source, and to do so, we need to know the tools of the trade. Of course, there is your IDE, code editor, Vim without any styling if you're a psychopath, and then there's your language and the framework you're going to be using. But of course, you also need your source control. We're not just going to be storing thousands of copies of files as a way to revert changes. We've all done so before. And nowadays, the main source control is Git and GitHub as the remote, as your cloud backup of your thing, as your collaboration platform. And I was scrolling around Twitter the other day, and it seems like people have once again discovered the raid of ExpressJS. Now, if you're not a web developer, that name may not really ring a bell to you. This is a really popular framework for Node for building backend, fast, blah, 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 web development stuff. What ExpressJS does, not super important. What is important is the pull requests. Not the open ones, but the closed ones. You're gonna see a lot of very similar closed pull requests. Update readme, update readme, update readme. Update readme for me. Ooh, that's a variation. Name update. Now, some of these are actually real ones. This is fine. This one's not. This is also a nonsense one. Update readme, update readme, update readme, update readme. Lots and lots and lots and lots of update readme. I do like this one though. Writing myself as the goat. Sure. And this project based on ExpressJS, if we have a look, why is there 4 changes called update readme? The project based on ExpressJS is literally just putting their name in the readme. So I've gone and opened up tabs for a random assortment of these, and going to the accounts for each of these, you're going to notice a similar trend. All of these seem to be very inactive accounts. Maybe they've existed for a while like this one here, but they're not hyperactive development accounts. So is this some sort of bot spam campaign sending a bunch of nonsense to ExpressJS for some reason? It's not a bot campaign, but it is a spam campaign caused by someone who, frankly, I don't think they care. I don't think they care whatsoever. I would have given them the benefit of the doubt when this first started, but at this point, I have to assume they've done this maliciously. Whilst people are just recently talking about this, they're not talking about it for the first time. This is a repeat of something from last year, but the thing about it happening last year is it didn't stop after everybody realized what was going on. Let's just search update readme. And go to closed. 20 pages of update readme. Now, there are some actual real ones in here, but the majority of what you're seeing is the exact same thing. Let's just pick a random one. Let's say, I don't know, this here. Go to commits, go to update readme. Adds their name in here. Let's go to a random other one. Let's find, let's go to page 6 and click. Thank you. Click this one here. Update readme using spaces. And this one, oh, they didn't add their name. They just added some useless spaces in there. Not exactly the same, but still completely useless. Let's go here. And commits, and here, and wow, look at that. It is a name. Almost every single PR here is useless. Not even, oh, it could have a possible... No. Utter garbage, a complete waste of time, and just wasting so much effort from the ExpressJS maintainers. If we go all the way back to page 20, there are some ones that are considerably older, which are actual proper updates. These are not related to the thing that we are seeing. But the majority here is garbage. And some of them directly mention the cause of all of this. And if you were here a year ago, you probably know exactly what I'm about to say. That cause being known as Apna College. What is Apna College? Well, this is a popular YouTube channel in India. They have 7 million subscribers, and it teaches programming, it teaches tech, all this good stuff. Nothing wrong with the majority of videos. But you may recall this video here from the Primogen a year ago. It's 20 minutes long. I woke up to this. It's talking about exactly what we're talking about today, because this is not new. It's just people are rediscovering that this problem exists. So here is the video in question. It is an hour and 15 minutes long, complete Git and GitHub tutorial for beginners. And 99% of the video, totally fine, no issue whatsoever. It is this little portion at the end, this last 3-minute segment, which if it was just cut out, there would be no problem. This video has 5.6 million views, and because of this video, ExpressJS has been constantly spammed, not since last year. That's when people noticed. This video came out in August of 2023, and ever since it came out, they have been spammed with useless PRs. And the reason I am directly blaming this video is, 1, a lot of the PRs directly mention Apna College, and 2, the way she decides to demonstrate how to make a fork. The explanation of what a fork is and all this stuff, totally fine. But then for some reason, the project she demonstrates it on, I don't know what she was thinking and why anybody has left this video up. Let's just see. Now, I'm not going to actually play the video because she is speaking Hindi, and I'm sure that most of you don't understand Hindi. I don't understand it either, but we can see what she is doing. So here she goes to the ExpressJS repo, and she goes and demonstrates how to make a fork. This is your own local fork, and if you do this, you can make changes locally without affecting ExpressJS. You're not going to be sending PRs up to them, anything like that. Totally fine here. This is totally normal to do. Now, the problem is what she does from here. So she goes and makes a local change in the repo. It's called update readme. That's just the default name the GitHub uses. She puts in Apna College. A lot of other people are putting in their own name. Some are putting in Apna College and the name. Just some variation of that to include a change in the repo. No problem so far. This is totally fine. The issue is she goes and uses this to demonstrate how to make a pull request. And when you're doing that, you're making a pull request to the ExpressJS repo. People who do understand Hindi have said that in this part she says, hey, don't just make random pull requests to repos. If you want to make a change to a project, make sure it's a useful change and then go and do so. The problem is when you have a video that has 5.6 million views, you're going to have some percentage of those users who are utter morons who don't listen to the words you're saying. And this segment just didn't need to be made like this. There was no reason why she couldn't have made her own test repo and said, hey, make a fork of this repo, make a pull request against this repo. It is the Apna College GitHub tutorial repo. There would be no problem whatsoever there, but because of this 3-minute segment of a 75-minute video, which could just be cut out, there has been countless hours wasted by ExpressJS maintainers because they have to deal with utter garbage pull requests like these ones because of this stupid segment which didn't need to be done like this. Now, if we were back in 2023 or back in 2024 when this was first discovered, I would have given Apna College the benefit of the doubt and said, okay, you guys didn't know what effect this was going to have. You didn't realize how much spam this would create. Fine. just remove it and we're good. But this was pointed out a year ago, and it's being pointed out again now, and nothing is being done. I go from having the benefit of the doubt that you just don't really know what was going to happen to now thinking that you've just left this here maliciously because there is no reason why this segment can't be removed. You can do that. It takes a minute to do on YouTube. And I think part of the reason people didn't realize this was still going on is the spam kind of comes in waves. I would assume mostly around when people are starting classes. And then, of course, it's October, so we have Hacktoberfest. And a lot of people really want to contribute to open source, but frankly, don't have anything to contribute. They don't really have any value in the project, but they really want to be part of Hacktoberfest, and they're going to just submit garbage upon garbage. And this is just one part of the garbage. There's so much wrong with Hacktoberfest that we could talk about in another video, but just this part alone is bad enough. And I want to say big props to the ExpressJS maintainers for not crashing out. Honestly, I don't know how they've dealt with all this for all this time and just, you know, seem to be going about their day. Due to the recent attention this has been getting, there have been some people that come along to propose changes for how they can automatically deal with these issues. For example, add automated pull request labeling workflow. Thanks for the contribution. I don't think we should have this. And they tag some other people. And the main reason is just they want to get feedback from the other maintainers on the project on exactly what approach they should be taking. Because, look, there's like a bunch of different things here. Adds to reduce spammy PR noise. This one's definitely not going to happen. Added block readme GitHub action to block spam readme PRs. Basically just blocking changes to the readme, which isn't exactly the best of approaches. This one probably is likely going to be implemented, but isn't fully clear just yet. Initially, this was going to be using a GitHub action that automatically labels, comments on, and closes low-effort readme/docs-only PRs, for example, adding my name, tiny cosmetic edits, that tend to spike during events and create triage noise. Why? Because maintainer time gets pulled into spammy PRs that add no user value, and we cannot prevent PRs from being opened. This is part of the reason why on the Linux kernel GitHub, they still allow PRs to be created. It's just they automatically close them now. You can close issues, but PRs must remain open. It makes sense, you know, you can't really use GitHub as a platform if you can close PRs, but yeah. There are some issues with this, though. For changes where things are misclassified, then the maintainer can remove the auto-close label and click reopen, and contributors with real doc changes link an issue or add more context, and these won't be flagged. And then around events like Hacktoberfest, labels make it clear why PRs are closed and help deter repeats. I would hope it does, but that's assuming that people who are trying to get involved in things like Hacktoberfest or just add their name into a README actually go and read what is in the repo and don't just try to make a change for the sake of making a change. Now, GitHub also provides this AI moderation tool, and maybe that would make more sense. And for something this simple, where it's literally just people adding their name into a README, I don't know if this would be a better approach, if this is overkill. There's things that are being discussed as a way to deal with this, because yes, each individual one is not that much time wasted, but when you have hundreds of these PRs being made, it's really annoying. Nobody wants to deal with them. They shouldn't be made, and yeah. Honestly, the problem's not going to go away. The problem is not going to go away until this video here, until this video is just not, you know, not containing this segment, because the video is still getting a lot of views. Every month, it's getting a couple 100,000 views, and every month, there's going to be some percentage of those users who get to this segment, don't listen to what she's saying, and go and open the PR. Just remove the segment. There is no reason why you can't remove the segment. Yes, it makes the video slightly less useful. Okay, I don't care, right? I legitimately don't care at this point. You've got your value out of the video. You got 5.6 million views. And if you want to explain forking and not use a public repo, that's fine. That's totally fine. But you can't direct people to make a pull request on a public repo and then not expect some percentage to be just be a moron and go and do so. And the worst part is this behavior sometimes creeps out of the ExpressJS repo. There are people who do this over in places like Node. 5 days ago, update README. Let's look at the commit. Wow, it is edited by me. Yeah, such a useful change. Don't do this. Right? Don't ever do this. And here's the thing, right? If you think this is how you should interact with open source, give up. Give up. Find a better hobby. Find a better career, because this route is never going to lead to something useful. I'm not saying don't make minor changes, fix grammatical issues with a README, things like that. Those have value. I know some people are kind of iffy about small little changes like that, but those have value. But if your only contribution is effectively graffiti, give up. Give up and do something else, because you're never going to succeed like this. And that might sound mean, and it's supposed to, because this path will never lead to anything useful. Don't make a PR unless you actually have a real change. And you don't have to make every single change a PR. If you just want to learn how a code base works and make some local changes, that's totally fine. But don't submit changes until you have a change to submit. And Apna College, please, for the love of God, remove that section of the video. There's no reason not to do so. So, yeah. What are your thoughts? Did you know this was going on? If you're an ExpressJS maintainer, let me know what you're planning to do going forward. And, hopefully this doesn't keep happening, because I don't want to be making this video another year from now when nothing at all has changed. Anyway, if you liked the video, go subscribe as well. And if you really like the video and you want to become one of these amazing people over here, check out the Patreon subscribe daily bearer pay linked in the description down below. That's going to be it for me, and just don't spam the repo. Go spam your own repo, the Linux kernel GitHub repo. Something like this.